Good morning, Jim Distortion here in my van with Lily. Good morning, Lily. She doesn't have a lot to say this morning. I've just been for a walk out around the place that you might have seen. I wanted to say thank you very much as well for the reaction to my wife and I's little contretemps about my bad traits. I think it proved a point. I think what happened is that, you know, I'm quite a volatile person, and if I can take emotion out of a situation and make things calm, then you can actually communicate. You really can talk to each other, and I think communication is the most important thing in any relationship. You know, with your kids, with your dogs, with your business partners, with everything. If you can't communicate and you can't talk to each other, then nobody knows quite what they're doing and how it's going to work. Communication is a funny thing, though. So I will say to you in a blank fashion, I don't know, anything, inane, anything. Oh, how are you today? Okay, now some people will take that as how are you and how you feeling, what's going on, I'm interested, let me know. Some people take it, I mean, what do you mean? Do I look ill? How does that work? So I think a lot of the time as well, communication is all judged on emotion, but also, you know, how you feeling this morning. I got out of bed this morning, right? My wife isn't very well, she's got a cough. My son is coughing and hooting all over the place, all over me this morning, you know. And you know, you ask them a question, they're going to give you the cold answer, the answer that they get with their colds. You know, it's one of those things that you have to be careful the way you react and judge to people. You know, someone says to you something, take it at face value first of all, because you'll know if they're being snidey, they'll be like, yes. Or they'll be like, what the heck, aggression. So, you know, you can judge what people are saying to you more or less on how they say it. But remember, your state of mind will affect how you communicate. Your state of mind will dictate to you and your brain and your mouth and your sarcasm gland, yeah, how you're going to portray yourself that day. So if you're going into a situation and you're angry and you don't know it, say you haven't had food. Food is the one, isn't it? And you're hungry. Well, I get that. I'm a fat bloke. I'm going to get that. You know what I mean? But you go in there and you go in an angry situation, you can't ever have any kind of normal communication or something that's, you know, calm and serene and well thought out. You know, all of these videos really about finding the calmest way through. And I think the reason that I keep harping on back to this is that I am genuinely trying to find that calm route through life. I've spent an awful lot of my time not being calm, being angry, being resentful, being petty, you know, and now I don't need to be that anymore. I don't want to teach my son that. I don't want Samuel to understand that, you know, it's all right to be angry, it's all right to be blustery. You know, when anger is needed on occasion. Yeah, anger is needed when your dog won't come back to you, yeah, and she runs off after a horse. Yes, that's not good. Didn't happen today, but it happens quite a lot. It's one of those things, you have to be guarded in a way, but being guarded in itself is a barrier to people. The thing is, if you're open and you're an open book and everyone knows what you're thinking and what you're doing, then, you know, that's okay to a point, but then everyone can then see through you. You know, they know exactly what you're saying and what's real, and they'll know when you're lying as well. And it's very easy to spot a lie. People are shifty. Yeah, people aren't very good at lying. And if you are, maybe you should question why you are. So my point today is, when communicating and you want to say something and it's genuine, make sure that you have the right mental attitude to say it. If it's not the right time to say something, don't say it. If it's not the right time, you know, to tell someone that their pink dress really shouldn't be on them, especially as their name's Malcolm and it's Wednesday, you know, then that's fine, but don't do it from an angry stance. You see, you shouldn't do that either. When you're trying to make a serious point, you should never use comedy, especially bad comedy. Okay, here's my point. From Lily and I, when you say something, do two things. Firstly, say what you mean. Secondly, make sure that it needs to be said. The other thing that needs to, you know, be said about this, you know, is that if you've got nothing to say and it's nothing good, then maybe don't say anything. If you're angry at someone for their beliefs, their politics, their colour, their creed, you've got nothing to say, have you? If you're angry at them for their behaviour, the way they talk about things, how they do things, that's different. So make sure that you're fueled, not by anger, not by emotion, but by rational thought. How about that? Right, if you, with the, yeah. And then yesterday was good. I'll talk to you soon.